We're looking at the AMH Model 9000A mechanical bellows forming machine. This unit can form bellows from lengths of 12 inches up to 9 feet. The unit is electrical driven and hydraulic powered. It also has a stepper motor that moves the table up and down during the form cycle. At the control panel, and here we see this small panel here allows you to program the amount of convolutions, the pitch point, and the rotation. Switches to manually control the rising and lowering of the table, the rising and lowering of the hydraulic cylinder, and the rotation of the table. Also, this green palm button will start the form cycle. Looking at the system we designed here to lock the tube into place, here is a DC motor that rotates the tube. And the reason for this is that using mechanical dies, you are going to get some die marks. If you rotate the tube and hit it a second time, you iron out some of those die marks. This is an air clamp. It's fed with air. When the tube is placed in air, you apply the air, it will lock the tube into the clamp. For a little dry run so you can see here what's taking place. See the table rising, the table's turning. Every time that the micro switch is made on one of those little pegs, the form cycle is being made. You can see here the table moves up. Here's a starting point with this micro switch right here. And the cycle will end when the amount of convolutions programmed on the computer there are complete. Again, this unit is motor driven and hydraulic powered. We're looking at the hydraulic cylinder here that forms the convolutions. The stroke is controlled with the micro switches. Again, the moving table. And up here, we're going to travel up here. And up there is where the dies are housed. There's the forming dies. At this moment, they happen to be expanded. Up here is a guide. Without this guide, the tubing will be swaying so much that the tubing will get locked up on the tooling. Now we're looking at the stepper motor that drives the screw to lift and lower the table. It is completely self-contained with its own hydraulic power supply. We're looking at the solenoid valve that allows for the automatic cycle. The reservoir with a sight gauge, with a filler cap. Electric motor. The hydraulic pump. This is the junction box where all the wires are housed so that all the wires come out on one cable into the control box. It is always the intent of AMH to design our equipment as simple and trouble-free as possible. Simple systems are easy to maintain and will last for many, many years of trouble-free operation. Now we're going to go through a little form cycle. There's no tube in place, but just to give you an idea here what takes place here. The starting point must always be in that red arrow. Up here we're looking at the segment dies. There's no tube in place here now. This is just an illustration of what takes place with the forming dies. Again, up there is a guide for the tube once it's formed. You can see now that the tube is going inside the guide. You can see where it's going through that guide up there, and later on we'll see it more, because if that wasn't there, this tube would be swaying, because this is a very long tube. It's 9 feet long. For example, you can see how long this tube is, all the way down here to the clamp area. Okay, well, thank you. Right now we're forming a 9-foot tube. Here we're showing the tube getting longer. And you can see up in the top there where we get that banana shape. Because the tube is very flexible, it's getting pretty long now. Still forming away pretty good. You can see how the tube sways. This is a very thin tube, and how the hose is swaying now. And if it wasn't for this guide, we'd get hung up on the dies. Okay, now we're taking a look at the form part. This part took about 8 or 9 minutes to form. Another product by AMH. Thank you.